If you're not doing these two things, you won't create an opportunity to share the gospel in the disability community. Hi, my name is Mike Woods. I'm the director for the Special Needs Ministry here at First Baptist Orlando, and in this video you'll learn the two most important concepts that you'll need to build authentic relationships that lead to opportunities to sharing the gospel. I wanted to quickly share with you some of the lessons that we're learning in the process of establishing home life groups inside some of our special needs group homes here in the Orlando community. If you haven't had the chance to watch the video, The 4 Phases of Living Sent, click on the link above. I would encourage you to watch that first because that describes the model that we're using. The phase that I'm primarily talking about today is the phase called moving in. We first started going to group homes on the average of 1 time a month. I think what exists at group homes is what I call relational poverty. And most people think about poverty and equate it to being financially poor. But in our special needs group homes across the nation, there exists a relational poverty. People are in an extreme state of being poor in the area of social opportunities. And so we decided that we were going to meet that felt need by going into group homes 1 time a month and creating activities that would be social in nature. If you haven't watched the video, Missional Ministry with No Money Down, take a look at that because that's how we're starting to roll in the group homes. Not with a lot of bells and whistles and things, but simply to go in there and to be relational. By visiting once a month, we were creating the first concept that's important in order to build relationships, in order to share the gospel, and that concept is simply the concept of proximity. You have to be physically close to the people that you want to serve in order to look for opportunities to build relationships and to share the gospel. And so proximity is just that physical closeness, the rubbing of shoulders, the getting to be in someone's physical space to create opportunities to get to know them. But what we discovered was the proximity at the tune of 1 time a month wasn't creating the relationships that we needed of authenticity and trust and understanding in order to be able to open the door to ask for an opportunity to create a Bible study or home life group. I couldn't quite put my finger on what else that we needed to do until I'd read the book, The Forgotten Ways by Alan Hirsch, where he talks about the concepts of proximity, and then this next concept that I want to share with you. And that concept is frequency. And the definition of frequency is the rate at which something happens over a period of time. And what we discovered was that frequency at the rate of 1 time a month wasn't producing the results that we were looking for. And so the change that we needed to make was to increase the frequency of proximity. And since then, what we've learned is when we go into group homes that we need to create a frequency of being in that group home 1 time per week. Why was it important to increase the frequency? Because by increasing the frequency of our proximity, we had more opportunities to develop authentic relationships, and that helps you to move from being an outsider to an insider. It helps you to make that transition from being one of them to being one of us. And it's when you're perceived as being one of us that you create more opportunities to find ways to share the gospel. So here's my challenge for you today. When you're doing missional special needs ministry, create that proximity and then determine what is the frequency that you need in order to build those authentic relationships, to find moments and opportunities to share the gospel, and to make that transition from being an outsider to an insider. Hey, if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the section below, and while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel.